Hi everyone, welcome back. In this lesson you are going to use layer styles to create this metallic look text. Before we start with the lesson, you need to download these textures and also the patterns from the DeviantArt. They are free. I will leave the links in the resource file. And now we can start with our tutorial. Go to the Photoshop, create a new document, make it full HD and the resolution 100. We will start with creating a gradient background. Go to the adjustment, effects and gradient. Now double click on the gradient. I will go to the basics and use this one. Now double click on this handle or pen thing, and you're going to change the color to something blue or greenish, something like this. Here is good, and this one will be dark, the same color but darker. Try to copy the color code. Okay, this one is good. Press OK, and you'll change from linear to radial. Increase the scale, something like this. Okay, 188 is good. I'll just change this green. I'll make it a bit bluish. Like this is good. Press OK. And now you'll create a pattern. Go to the adjustment effects and use pattern. Choose the pattern. And here we are going to use one of the patterns that we just downloaded. To import them, click on the gear icon and import pattern. Go to the pattern folder that you just downloaded. You will see something like this. Import it and you should have these patterns. For now we are going to use this one. I will increase the scale. Let's leave it like this for now. But you have to change the blending mode to the multiply. So let's change the blending mode of the pattern to the multiply. And I think I will increase the scale of the pattern. Double click on the pattern. And you're going to increase the scale a bit. Something like this is good. And now we will create our text. Go to the type tool. I'm using this font, Cuckoo Goose, I think. Yeah, you can search it on the Google and it's free. The regular thing is free. You can use it for your personal projects. I'll write metallic, bring it in the middle. Yeah, like this is good. Then I'll just make it a bit bigger. Okay. And now we are going to the layer style. Double click on the text. And the first thing we are going to enable is the bevel emboss. You try to copy my settings. We will leave the style to the inner bevel and the technique smooth. The depth will be 188 and direction will be up. The size will be 6 and the shading, we're going to change these numbers. 119 and 30 is good. For the gloss counter, the second one in the second row. For the highlight, change it to the white and make the blending mode to the vivid light. We will increase the opacity. Okay, 71 is good. For the shadow will be multiply and we are bringing down the opacity, and for sure for the shadow the color will be black. Let's go to the counter. For the bevel emboss, we're going to use the counter to the third one and enable the anti-aliasing, and the range will be 50. Then enable the texture, and we are going to use one of these patterns. Okay, this one is good. For the scale, bring it down to something around 20. Okay, 29, I think it's good. And the depth make it -10 or 40. Let's see. I'm using Command plus or Control plus to zoom in. I think I will make the scale a bit bigger. 39 is good. Let's go to the stroke, enable it. We're going to make the stroke 3. And the position will be outside. Okay, I think that's it. And then you'll go to the color. In the stroke fill type, you will change it from the color to the gradient. Make it gradient. Double click on it, go to the basic gradients, and we will use the last one, this one. And then we are going to change this gradient. Bring the white in the middle, and I'm going to make another black in this side. And then I will move this white to the right side like this and move these handles to make it narrower. To see those handles, you have to click on the pen thing. I'll just change the color to be a bit gray. I think I will leave it like this, it's good. Click OK, and now change the style, make it reflective. Yeah, I think that's it. Let's go to the inner shadow, enable it, and then we will change the color, the blending mode, to the color dodge, and then the color, something reddish. Okay, the angle will be 119. Distance will be 24. Size will be 10. The counter, let's see which will work. Let me change the color again just to see the results. Yeah, I think I will keep it the same. And the counter will be the same as well. Let's go to the inner glow. Make the blending mode hard light. Now change it to the color. We don't need the gradient, and you will change it to something grayish. I think this one is good. Let's go to the opacity. Okay, make a 66. For the elements, the technique will be precise. And the source, make it center. The size 51 is good. Contour, third one, fourth one in the second row. Make the range 50 or 51 is good. And now we can go to the stain. And you're going to choose a color here. Something grayish or white. Okay. This grayish to blue is good. Make the opacity 51 and the blending mode is normal, by the way. The distance, make it 43 and the size, make it 27. And then we have the contour. Choose the first one. I think the first one will work. And then I'm going to play with the blending mode just to see what will change. Make it overlay. Okay, let's go to the... Actually, we're not going to use the color overlay. Let's disable it. We will use the gradient overlay. Make the blending mode to the overlay. And the opacity, make it 100. Double click on the gradient. I will use this first one. And then double click on it to change it. We are going to create our own custom gradient. Make it this gray. Make this one lighter gray. Sorry, double click on it. Okay, let's create another one. By the way, we just click on the empty place and it will create another pen or whatever you call it, handle. Let's make it a bit darker. You just try to copy me. I'll make this a bit darker. I think we are good like this. I'll make this also a bit lighter. Or actually darker. Let's bring it down. Press OK. Okay, we are good. Let's change the style to the linear. And we're going to change the scale, make it 100. I think I'll bring down the opacity a bit. It's a bit too bright, I think. Let's see what will work here. The scale, keep it at 100. Let's bring down the opacity a bit. Okay, make it 48 or 50, it's good. And now we'll go to the outer glow. You'll change the color first thing to something bluish. You can choose any color that you want. This will be like a very small reflection on the sides of the text. Okay, let's change the blending mode to the linear light. And then we will play with the spread and the size. I will just see what will work for us. We want a very small, like bluish line on the sides of the text, just like something glowy or reflection. Okay, let's increase the opacity to 100 and let's play with these settings, the quality, the contour, I mean. Before that, I will make the noise 0. Make the jitter 0 and the range make it 45. I'll play with the spread and the size again. I'm sorry this one is a bit confusing, but you just copy my latest, the last settings. I think I will also bring down the spread to 0 and make this around 5. Make it 0. Yeah, 0 will work. Okay guys, keep the size at 5, 6 or 4 between these numbers. Okay, this one is good. Try to copy these settings. Now I will go to the drop shadow. Bring down the opacity. 50 is good. And the angle will be 119. The distance and the spread. The distance will be 60, spread will be 24, and size will be 60. And then the contour, we're not going to change anything, I think. Press OK. Now we are almost there. We created our metallic text. The last thing, I'm going to add the texture overlay. I will choose one of these texts. Let's use the number 5. I just drag and drop on my timeline. Let's increase the size. Put it above the text. Press on the Option or Alt and click to clip mask it. Now we have it here. Now you can change the blending modes. I made it overlay. We can now bring down the opacity a bit. Okay, let's change the blending mode again to the multiply. I think multiply works better than the overlay. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching this lesson. Hope you enjoyed and learned something new. I know some of you might say this kind of the tutorials are available on YouTube for free, but I wanted to make this course as complete as possible so you don't have to go anywhere else to learn anything. In this course, you learn everything about Photoshop. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.